Hi guys, another very quick one today. I've been asked by somebody to make them a hoof pick out of their old horse's shoe. Now it's quite a big shoe, so I'm going to cut it in half, right down the middle, and actually make two hoof picks. One that you can use that way up, and some people don't like to use them that way. They want to use it that way, so I'll make one that you can use that way. So, first off, we'll cut it in half. Oh, you can see I've already taken the clips off. You could bang them into it, but it's easier just to take them off and grind them. So, get the hardy cutter. Clean up. We're going to get it warm. Find some tongs. That's the ones. Get a good grip on it. And warm her up, just in the middle. It shouldn't take long, just to get the toe hot. There we go. Roughly find the middle, I haven't bothered to mark it. Just gently cut it. Get rid of that. And there we go, we've got two halves, roughly the same. Just level them up. Get rid of that one for later. So what we're going to do, we'll get it warm where we've cut it, and perhaps a little bit further back, and we'll start flattening it out. Right, get you a bit closer to the action. Got that a bit warm, but never mind. It's pretty rubbish steel, this stuff that the shoes are made of. Pretty soft. Not much carbon in it. You can see what we're doing. We're just doing it over the beak because I don't want a nasty sharp edge on the inside. You could do it over the face, but it would... I suppose if you went round the other side of the anvil and did it over the round bit, you could do it. But I find it just as easy to do it over the beak, so you don't get any nasty sharp corners. You can see we're just drawing it out. It wants to be fairly long, because you've got to sort of put like a bit of an S-bend in it. So it needs to be a reasonably long taper. You don't want to get it too thin. So it's all a bit of trial and error, really. I've done a couple of these in the past, and each one turns out different. I just want to draw it out a bit more. Roughly maintain the width. Slightly tapering both ways, but reasonably the same all the way down on the width. See there, you can use the face, and that's roughly the sort of length, maybe a little bit longer. We'll have a little look. Now it's quite thin, it doesn't take long to heat up. I'm just going to bring it out a bit more. That's all personal taste. And I'm just going to start putting the S-bend in it. Go one way and then back the other. See how quickly it turns into a hoof pick. Keep it level. You get the idea. That's too steep, so we're just going to flatten it out a bit more and push the pick bit over a bit more. nice and hot all the way along. Just try and pull it out a bit straighter. Now don't do it over the face again, because you get some sort of nicks in it where you are opening it up over there. That's why I always use the beak. I just want to push this over a bit more. As I said earlier, it's all a bit of hit and miss and personal preference. But there you go, you can see it's just about right, I reckon, there now. That'll probably work quite well. I'm going to cool it out and give it a bit of wire brush up, and we'll have a little look at it. There you go. Just go and give it a wire brush. There we go. Quick wire brush. Pull it up nicely, taking all the scale off, and that's quite nice for using like a farrier's knife, really, sort of from back to front. Not quite so easy that way around, although I suppose you can use it that way around, but it's not easy that way. So the next one, I'm going to turn it the opposite way around. It's going to go downwards from the, well, sort of opposite anyway, the other side. Right, so we've got it warm, the second bit. I'm just going to do exactly the same as we did with the first one. Beat some lumps out of it. See how quickly it comes down when you use the beak. If you're doing this and you want to draw it down even quicker, you can use a rounded hammer as well, and that really squeezes it out. A rounded hammer and a rounded bit of the beak, that really draws it down quick. But this is good enough for what I want. There you go, we're getting there. Just warm her up again. We need a bit more. Make it a bit longer. Like I said on the first one, it's surprising how much you use putting that bit less bend in. On this one you might even use a tiny bit more. I think the S-bend might have to be a bit longer going up the opposite way. You can see there, it's sort of getting there. Go on to the smaller hammer now, finishing off. Doesn't take long to heat up. Just draw it out a little bit more. Take some of the hammer marks out, or the handle marks. Keeping it level. And this time we're going to go the opposite way. We're going to go downwards, away from the bend. The first one we went with the bend of the shoe. Got that a bit warm, but never mind. Burnt it a little bit actually. So I'm just going to tidy it up because it's burnt. Keep little bits out of it. Let's keep it tidy. Right, now we're going to go the opposite way, downwards. Keep hold of it. And then the opposite way. So we're going to get yes, going the other way. Get the idea? Needs a lot more yet. Push that over a bit more. Back over. You can do it various ways like this, whichever's comfortable. Just be careful that you've got your tongs. See, that's the general idea. It's coming up quite nice. I think I might straighten it a little bit. I'm saying, make sure you get your tongs nice and tight, because if you hit it back towards yourself, it can fly out and hit you up in the face, which I've had happen in the past. It's not very comfortable. So I'm just going to try and probably get the whole thing a bit warm. Keep your anvil clean, otherwise all that scale gets beaten back into it. Right, now we're just going to try and straighten it out a little bit, just to make it a little bit more comfortable. Pull this back, get hold of it. Again, you see I'm opening it up over the beak, not over the face. Just stops any nasty nicks being put in it. So it's a legacy of shoemaking from making the horseshoes. Just increase that a bit. Knock it over again. Even when it's quite cool like this mild steel is really easy to move. There you go. I think that's probably about it. Dropped it. That's about how I'm going to leave it, I think. That's good enough for me. So I think we'll cool this one out and give that one a wire brush up, and then I shall show you the two of them together. This is a fairly easy project. You can get hold of some shoes. There we go, just going to give it a brush up. Right, here we go. There's the two of them. You can see now they're together the opposite ways. I'm not quite sure which is going to be most useful for the customer, but I shall let her decide. That one is more sort of like a farrier would use, his knife. And this one's probably, I don't know, no, that one's probably just as easy. That one might be much more useful. Anyway, we've got them both. We'll let her decide. Simple, easy Christmas gift. So if you've got any girlfriends, wives, friends, there you go. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.